So I'm back in London, almost at the place where I kind of started to channel my tings. Would have been around March time where Lilith came up and was helping me transmute a lot of the energy for one of the evil children that tried to come and affect my personal life and family. So it feels quite interesting to be doing a whole sort of 360, but London brings back all these emotions and these sort of charges my energy positively and negatively, obviously, because this is all about polarity. And I think mainly the point I'm coming on is because I would like for us to be asking ourselves more and more, am I happy? Am I happy in myself? Am I happy in my life? 10-10. Am I happy with where I'm at? And if the answer is a repetitive and continual no, I don't feel happy, I feel resentment towards other people, I feel like I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing. I don't know what that is, but I'm also not on a path to take me there. Could be fueled by multiple distractions in the world now, because it's all a stage, this is all a show. And yes, the physical realm is going through some atrocities at the minute, and none of us take advantage of our positioning in the world and where we were born and what passport we were born with. If we were born with the opportunity to have a passport, none of us, I trust, take that for granted. But where we can't make change in the external world, we make it in the internal world. 212. And so I think if we're not saying a big fat yes to am I happy, and this is yes, maybe the circumstances around us might not be favourable, but in our heart, is it purely love? Are we happy? Am I happy? If it's not a sound fuck yes, which is all that's pulling me through at the minute, then what actions are we taking towards creating the life that we want? Why are we accepting the waking up, doing this, doing that, coming back, continue grind, da-da-da-da-da-da-da? Now, my words I trust to those who resonate with my soul, which is a pure loving soul. Not preachy. 66, there's signs everywhere. If these words come across as a chance for reflection among all of us, because our souls are all united and we're not making changes towards a life that we want, and it's certainly not easy to do that, because this is why a lot of us don't end up doing it. But I know that I'm on a spiritual path, and my spirituality is not any more profound than anybody else. My gifts are not any extra gifted than anybody else's. But when we have a calling, I'm on a spiritual path now, and so I am making my whole life revolve around that. That is my life's purpose now. And so me being nomadic at the minute, and I chose to call it that because I don't have a home, but I'm very mindful with my words and my outlook, because my home is myself, my home is my happy heart, my home is my self-love, which took me a long time to find. And no one, however much, and people that have been following me or spying or whatever, if they like me or don't like me, I don't care. But I'm here to share a story. And so for the people that have tried in atrocious ways to push me from my calling, are going to be sorely mistaken that I will not rise again. I know who I'm connected to, deity-wise. I know what this energy is incarnated to do. And I have prophecies to reveal. We are all prophets and messengers in our own way. So looping back round, because I love a tangent, looping back round to the happy thing. If one is happy, anything that me personally, Victoria, is doing in my life to find my happiness wouldn't trigger anybody else or make them want to talk about me or gossip about me or make a judgment or reflect negatively on my choices, because at the end of the day we all deserve happiness, and our version of happiness will look very, very different cross-culturally, across countries, and across those on a spiritual and not spiritual path. My whole life now will be revolved around delving deeper into the mysteries of the universe, because that is what is important to me. It's where I've healed from a lot of my stuff. It's where my alchemy is recharged. And I'm not giving up. You know, with this nomadic life, people say, I said, what's she doing? You know, she's doing I'm making the best out of a bad situation, just like I've done my whole life. I've not taken my privilege for granted. I've not taken anything that's been granted to me for granted, because I'm always putting it back into the people and the communities around me. Whether people see that or not, I don't care. I'm not here for visibility. I'm not here for external validation. But what I'm finding is love is a lot more conditional than we realise. You know, when we haven't found our true happiness, we get pulled into this cityscape shit of energy of competition, battlefield, and compassion starts to fade away. Which is such a sad thing to think that because I'm doing things differently, that it would get somebody else's back up. That it would have a negative effect on somebody else's life. In my world, that's not possible. No one in my surroundings that is doing anything different to me has an impact on me. Nothing no one can do. And I've been around murderers, I've been around some very interesting people. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm here to focus on what I need to focus on, because I know that the ultimate goal of the evil demonic forces that are at play right now is distraction from self. Distraction from our path. And if we have tapped into, again, not a comparative journey, if we've tapped into our depth more than we ever have before, if we're going deeper than I have ever been before, we get messages. We get told what to do on this spiritual path. We get told how to be patient. We get told how to alchemize. We get told how to level up. We get told to ignore what we need to ignore. And I don't know, I'm hyped up now because this is what London does to me, and this is why I cannot be in the cities. And for me to want to have a life that's different and, you know, temporarily, this is what these twats have thought that they could do, is push me back and give me concrete and cars. But that's temporary. No one's going to push me off a path that I'm meant to be on. And if me not wanting to be in a city irks someone else, then maybe they need to look at why they're in the city, or why my life is so important to compare themselves to, and get resentful about, or, you know, like, I have expectations of no one. I don't need anybody in this life, and that was proven to me clearly. Of course, it's lovely to not be alone. I mean, I'm never alone because I've got so many people, so many spirits and energies, and I'm very connected to the yin realm. I am more connected to the invisible than the visible realm. And that will make sense to whoever it needs to make sense to. But it's just been such a incredible learning curve being nomadic for 3 months. Very, very grateful to people that have offered up their spaces and been patient and tolerant with somebody who's gone through. People still don't get what I've actually moved through, because I've kept so much. Even in 2020, there's a few things about a relationship thing that I have not talked to anybody about, because one, they don't deserve to be in my story now. This is my world, my story. And if people end things on a disloyal and disrespectful tone, they don't deserve to be in the world that I'm creating right now. And no one knows what I'm here to create. No one knows what I'm creating right now, because I'm keeping stum about it. Energetically, there might be one or two people, because, you know, I've mentioned it before, and if people know my story, you probably know who it is. Who I'm connected to, who might feel my energy, but I'm doing things different, and I live purely in love, and can only continue my compassion for people because we only meet people at their level of consciousness. And if people didn't grow up with love around them, or haven't grown up with a passport or been able to travel, like what I experienced when I was travelling in the last time, is that I was judged in a certain way because they saw me as a white girl coming over to this country, and that I was there for a fun time or something, when until someone is on a spiritual path and they change their whole fucking life to honour the calling, they will not know me. Many people presume to know me from who I was back in the day. No, very few people know me right now, and this is people that I'm in connection with right here, right now. Very few people know me and what I'm up to. And this includes family and friends. You know, with love and respect, I'm grateful to know who I know and who has been here for me. But it's I'm still very, very misunderstood. But as I said, this knockback, this setback, whatever, these people think that they wanted to put me out of business or put me out of action or unalive me. They'll have to fucking keep trying, mate, because your first few attempts fucked up. And I know what I'm here to do. So why would I give up on my dreams and my happiness, 1122 on the clock? Because of you lot. I've been fucked over so many times in my life. I've had so much shit happen, as everybody's got a shit story to tell. What makes you think that you, as basically a child in an adult body that's been traumatised from various things, doing spell work, thinks that they can put on me and take me off my path when I'm a healing for the rest of my life person? Load of shit. So I'm just going to go touch a tree because, as you can see, like, my energy is rising, because I don't want to be pulled into anybody else's darkness. And as a sensitive, that is part of what we do, is we do have to transmute that energy. And being in a city in London where I am, like, it does affect me. So that's why I can't be here. That's my story. Fuck knows why my story puts anybody else out. You know, as I said, love is more conditional than people realise. People need to really check themselves, check their love, check why I'm triggering them. I have zero expectations of anybody. Actually, I lie. I have an expectation of respect and love, but what I realise is that, no, people are just shits sometimes. People won't be nice to you. They'll want to barge past you on the bus. They'll want to push you or kick you on the train as you run down because they want to get on it first. And I don't accept that for myself. That's not my reality. I don't want to be here. And again, I'm talking about Jamaica because I love it, but I also love the motherland, love loads of things, and I'll be called to where I'm called, and keeping very quiet about my plans. Because in the now moment, this is all that matters. And I'm alive here, right now, in this park, with my lovely mate, helping me ground. I'm not out there planning. There is a level of big picture, and I'm speaking to a fairy sis today, and always grateful for her wisdom. You know, saying that the detail, I was very detail oriented, and in many ways I am still, but it doesn't dominate like it used to. And so she was saying, it was really interesting actually, that whole mentality of being detailed oriented is out. It's big picture living. Now, there's a balance to strike because we need to be present in the now moment. But ultimately, we've got to have our eyes on the long term, because stuff right now with the powers, well, with the assumed powers that be, because no one in this reality has power over me except for myself. But in the political space or whatever we're watching, I don't hear or watch anything unless it comes onto my Instagram via someone else, and it's usually I've got a lot of boundaries on my stuff, so I don't really receive a lot of what's going on right now. And I do my prayers, and I do my 1414 on the clock. I do my connection to the energies around, and my transmuting according to what spirit tells me. But so I've got so much coming up, sorry. This is what London does. It's like being put in a washing machine. I was left in someone's pocket in some jeans, and I've just been pushed around, and is quite discombobulating. So I do try to find and befriend usually one or two specific trees in a park will call to me more than the other. I respect everything in nature, but I do have a sacred connection with a few special trees. Anyway, that's a tangent. But to bring me back into ground, I wanted to share this quote that I found online the other day. And it says, your capacity to allow people to live a truth completely opposite to yours without shutting off your compassion for them is a reflection of how powerful your love is. Now, what is there to say? What else is there to say? Like, we just need to keep living in love. And outside of love, like, fear doesn't exist for me. So any of these actions towards me or people's thoughts don't have an effect on me because I don't take it personally. I've done so much self-observation work and spiritual work on myself, very, very different to what other people are doing. No one's done the work that I've done because they're not me. Why do people always think that, oh, she's tooting her trumpet, she thinks she's above the rest? No, I'm better than I've ever fucking been in my life before, and I'm claiming it. I don't care what people have to say, whether they love me or not, whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm here for the people, by the people, a real one, a real person, and I've never ever taken my life for granted, never taken anything I've done for granted, because I've been gifted some amazing souls that have also helped me through this very difficult time, that I've also I shared a lot online. Still, it's about 20% of the full story. I'm only just now starting to share with close ones to me about the depth of stuff that happened. Also, I'm not going back. I'm looking forward. I'm on this, as my fairy friend Sis said. Segment I've got so much stuff going through. I can't even. It's like an ADHD moment. And the birds are mad talking. Anyway, I think I'll just leave it. It's a long one. Thanks for bearing with me right now. I hope Big Daddy here has been able to, and the crow's out as well. I hope Big Daddy's been able to diffuse a little bit of my aggression, anger that's coming up. I just see so much red everywhere. But yeah, because we've got to connect with our root chakra, because loads of these people, they're on this spiritual path and gurus and da. We can't even have a kundalini awakening unless we've activated our heart chakra. And so many people's love is fake, so many people's love is conditional, that is not real love. You don't have a full heart chakra awakening unless you live in unconditional love. If you give something to someone, it's given without any expectation of receiving. If you share something with someone, you give it to them without any expectation of them sharing the same way as you. It's just, we all find each other's love language and we all share with compassion and love. And no one owes anybody anything. We don't owe our parents anything. Our parents don't owe us anything. Well, they did bring us into the world. Our friends don't owe us anything. But it's our desire and our love that wants us to help each other. And that is where we're at in the world right now. I pull myself back from all the distractions and the global shit that's going on right now, because I can't help on the ground. I can't help right now in the ethers spiritually, and what I'm transmuting and what I'm putting out into the world and how I'm trying to support. Because I say, I like to help, I want to help people, but ultimately people help themselves. We are the ones that have to make the choice. Am I happy is the question we need to ask ourselves every single day. And if we're not, we have to make the change. No one else is going to fucking do that for us. No one owes us anything. We have to do it by ourselves. It is uncomfortable. We have to sleep on people's floors. We have to do this. We have to ask for help. I'm 38 and I really didn't have to ask for help my whole life until this point, because I fucking grafted. And not being able to graft in the way that I usually do for the past 3 months, because I've been healing from a trauma, which, is not known by everybody. As I said, with spell work, people can kill themselves. I'm grateful to be alive, and that my guides, the love of the people around me and who I've been looked after by, gets me to terra firma right now. I'm here right now. I'm alive, I'm grateful, and that's why I'll never take anything for granted, because spell work can make people want to jump off a building, can fuck people up in the head. There are evil people out there who have not known love, and so the ones that do experience it and that know love and know unconditional love, we will continue to share it for the rest of our days. That might be from a distance from people. Being sensitive like me, I can't be around certain energies all the time, and I certainly don't want to affect anybody in any other way than love when I'm around them. Obviously I'm being real though, so sometimes we have the down days, we have our funny moments, and we trust that the people that we gravitate towards will be a space holder for us, because we are the ones that make the choice to heal. Nobody can help us. We can be supported and we can be shown love, but we have to carve the path out. And now, looping round, 20:30 on the clock. My gosh, it's a long one. I'm on a spiritual path. My path won't look like anybody else's because they're not me. I'm me, and I'm claiming it. Before, I didn't claim it. I was an extension of this version, of that version, of what somebody else has said about me, or what this opinion. No, I'm Victoria. I'm a good person. I'm here to support the ascension of the world, spread love in my own way, and to create a life I deserve and I love. And you've got to go through a little bit of shit for that. Don't come easy, but nothing good does come easy. So rant over, and Big Daddy love.